And we are live. I just got a message. Okay. Hey, Jackie. Welcome, everybody. This is our topic Tuesday. We have a fun topic today, so give it a little bit of thought right now. It's going to be, if you won the lottery, what would you do? And the internet is full of stories of people who have won the lottery and it just totally ruined their lives. So I hope I'm old and mature enough to not let that happen. So we'll keep talking about it and whatever else we feel like talking about, because that's what we do. We never stay on topic. Hey, Roberta. Glad to see you in here. So, what I normally do at the top of the hour, I just run through my schedule, make a few announcements. So today is Topic Tuesday. Tomorrow we do Wednesday Free for All at 6 p.m. Eastern, immediately following Granny D. Thursday, I usually don't do anything. Friday, I alternate between live streams and recorded videos. Saturdays, I usually don't post anything. Sundays, I have Sunday readings. Hey, Jennifer. Mondays, I have Monday Men. I'm trying to line someone special up for this coming Monday. And then we're back at Tuesdays. And then let's see, what kind of announcements do I have? Tomorrow, I am going to talk to someone very special, and I will be posting that interview next Friday as a recorded interview instead of a live stream. What was it, just last week? I think it was just last week when the other David Browning and I, hey, Lori Hobson, we did a live stream on a Friday, and it was tremendous fun. So we're talking about doing that on a monthly basis. He's a wonderful guy, and I'm going to sneeze. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Cuppy, glad to see you. Let's see. You all know about my Ravelry links and my thank you, Roberta. And my Premier Yarn affiliate link. Hey, Frenchie, yay! And all of the other things. My link tree. Nightbot will be showing you my link tree pretty soon, which is a separate page that basically lists all of my links, which I think is a good idea. Jackie wants to pay off her home. A new car and truck, substantial donations, and sharing with family. Of course, all of those are good things. Honestly, first thing I do might be to seek out a house that looks like this fake background behind me. And a grand piano like that too. So, for those of you just coming in, our topic today is, what if you won the lottery? Now, they tell us the best thing to do when you win the lottery is to call a lawyer and set up a trust and make sure um, that somebody keeps you from acting the fool. Basically, that's what you need because so many people who come into sudden fortune act stupid and lose it all really quickly. So the first thing I would do would be to call a lawyer and, set up some sort of a legal structure and, get a financial manager and set myself on uh, an allowance. It would be a pretty healthy allowance, I'll tell you that, but an allowance. Try to pay off debts and, get a nice car, that sort of thing. But I don't need a really super duper car. Um, I'm certainly not the sports car type or the exotic car type, but you know, a decent car. Um, those are good things to do, Frenchie. Oops, excuse me while I reach. Um, yeah, yeah. Of course, anything I get, I would share with my sister. I mean, one of the last things my mother ever told me was that we had to take care of each other. And she's been taking care of me for a while. And so I would want to share. So she, even if I moved away, moved to another city, she would be able to, um, Cuppy, we could do a yarn tour. Um, she would be able to like take care of this house, have like if she needs um, any kind of household help, any kind of home health aid, that she would be able to do that. And even as far as a home, I don't need anything really fancy. I mean, there was a day when I thought I did, but I hope I'm a little bit more mature now. Um, and I have a few organizations I would want to support. Um, um, Roberta, I would share it 50-50 so that she could manage her own half of it as she saw fit. Um, Whatever the jackpot is. Of course, I haven't bought a ticket in ages, largely because I'll never win. You know what they call the lottery? A tax on people who can't do math, because statistically, you're more likely to be struck by lightning. Um, but you know, I mean, it's all pie in the sky right now because it's all fantasy, but it's a fun fantasy. Hey, Jody, Jackie, yes. I mean, it's good to be happy with what you have. I might want to move. I live on the coast now. I might want to move to the middle part of the state or to the mountains because North Carolina is a big state. But I also sort of feel like I would need to stick around Wilmington just to be here for my sister too. And if I did stick around Wilmington, I would probably try to find another place in this same neighborhood where we live because I like this part of. Hey, Katrina. Hey, Tank. Those of you, yes, Roberta, I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. Um, um, Those of you who just came in, we're talking about what we would do if we won the lottery. A totally non-yarny topic, although there would be yarn involved if I, came into a sudden um, inflow of cash. Linda, hey, glad to see you. So, of course, if I came into a sudden inflow of cash, there would be yarn involved. Roberta, what you're in North Carolina too? Um, so anyway, Linda, what would you do if you won the lottery, or I believe they call it the pools over there? Where in North Carolina, Roberta? Well, there you go, Tank. I think the best gift would be just having the fear of financial insecurity removed from me, because I don't need a lot of stuff. You're in Fayetteville. That's not too far. So I think most of us have the heart to want to support our favorite charities if we came into a bunch of cash. So tell me what yours are. W- Um, oh, that sounds lovely, Linda. I mean, one thing I would consider is buying a house that's all on one level that has two master suites at opposite ends that my sister and I could both occupy. Otherwise, might want to stay in this neighborhood just to be nearby, if she needs me. Oh, hey, Keith Lewis. Keith, we should talk offline, shouldn't we? Do you have a channel? Or are you on Instagram? Roberta, I would love to live in the mountains. Last fall, I went to Black Mountain um, for a yarn retreat. And it was a fantastic experience, and it was perfectly beautiful. And I had been to the mountains many times before because I have family in Asheville, and I've driven through the mountains, getting here and there and other places. I will look for you on Instagram. Um, Laurie, I have friends in Nashville. I would like to be able to visit Nashville regularly, and also other places. I'd like to be able to visit my friends in Dallas. I'd like to be able to visit my friends in the New York City area. And I have friends in Florida, including our own Nancy, who's down in Pembroke Pines. Katrina, it would be lovely to meet you if you ever get to North Carolina. I've been to Canada a few times. I've enjoyed every visit. Um, I went to Montreal once and Toronto several times. I've never been anywhere else. I always wanted to go out to the West Coast, Vancouver and Victoria. And I always also wanted to see the Maritimes in Canada as well. But I've enjoyed every visit I've had to Canada and would like to make more. Um, I might try to make a few more trips to Europe while I'm still physically able. Um, I've never taken a sea cruise. Um, but I'm not sure how I feel about them. Jackie, I think that sounds like a great plan, going to Hawaii and Italy and eating all the good food. Yep, yep, yep. Copy, I have forgotten where you are geographically. Now, I've been to Northern Europe. I love Germany. I love Austria. I love the Netherlands. Um, I went to Denmark once and really enjoyed it, but that was a very long time ago. And of course, I love the UK because I'm such a big Anglophile. Everybody knows that. Oh, I had forgotten that, Cuppy. What part of South Carolina? That's why you're always looking up my skirt. Hey! Okay, I'm going to post the link if anybody wants to come up. Who's doing a tent sale this year? Probably. My sister lived in Charleston for a few years, and you heard about party boats that would go out beyond. Spinrite is having a parking lot sale in North Carolina or in Canada. Because there's a Spinrite factory in Washington, North Carolina, and I would sure drive up for that. Oh, so then, Cuppy, we have other friends in central South Carolina, and of course, they all escape me right now. Somebody's in Newberry, but I can't remember. I have to look up this Spinrite sale and see if it is going on in Washington this year. Last I checked, they had planned to cancel it again this year, but they might have changed. Oh, hey, Sandy. They might have changed their plans. You never know. So anyway, if I took a cruise, I'd spend my time either going between the dining room and the bar, really. Because, I mean, I don't need a lot of sunlight. I burn walking past the toaster oven, and it doesn't even have to be on. So, I don't need a lot of sunlight. When I look down in this direction, it means that there's a message on my phone, and it's usually not very interesting. Now, Sandy, I have known people who went on cruises and lost weight while they were there because they were already working on losing weight just by, acting like they had sense, no crash diets or anything, but just acting like they had sense. So they continued to act like they had sense when they were on the cruise. Well, I've never had any sense. So, all of that food that's already paid for, I know the drinks would be overpriced, but I'd still be in the bar. Hey, Maribel. Okay, Roberto, lurk as long as you like. Anyway, so for anyone who just joined us, we're talking about what we would do if we won the lottery. And my last question was, since most of us want to support our favorite charities, what are they? For me, of course, it's about education, it's about pet rescue, it's about um, feeding the hungry, you know. Mm. Well, Cuppy, um, you have to shop around for if you take a cruise, you have to shop around and find one that includes all the meals, all the basic meals. And then sometimes they would also do either additional meals or if you go to a special dining room, then you would probably have to pay extra for that. Yeah, all inclusive. Um, so you shop around for that. Sandy, you remind me of a fantasy I've had in the past of having a yarn bus. Probably have to hire a driver for it, but that would be okay too because I'd make sure he was young and cute. Um, um, or maybe an old tough broad with a sense of humor. Hey, Granny, glad to see you. We're talking about what we would do if we would win the lottery. I've often said I want to, just get a trailer and park next to Granny's trailer on her brother's lot. And that would be fine. That's a good list, Jackie. I think Linda mentioned the Kidney Foundation. Um, so then I assume that um, someone close to you died of kidney disease. Hey, Samantha. I mean, there comes a time where you do have to narrow down the list. Lori, you could actually, if you use a powder for the shakes, you could take those in your suitcase and then just get a glass of milk if milk is what you mix them with. Um, um, that would be a good thing to call and ask about. Oh, Keith, I think that's a great idea. Oh, Linda. I think I've heard you mention that before, but had forgotten it. But the important things for me are education, literacy. There's a wonderful, wonderful organization called Education Through Music. And since I studied music education in college, hey, Nani May. Exactly, exactly. Roberta has a good point. The lawyer um, would be of tremendous use there. I would want to support my old college, even though their music department has gone so far downhill. In fact, if I had enough, I might want to help rebuild a new music department there. And honestly, one of my old classmates has a high position in the music department there, but I cannot say that I'm a bit impressed with his accomplishments in that role. Hey, Cammy. Um, so a solution would have to be found there. And actually, since he's, I don't know, probably 2 years, 3 years younger than I am, um, he might be encouraged into early retirement. So that they could just rebuild, get somebody like really, really dynamic in who's going to attract people. Because I mean, on those of us, my college, I mean, you know how I am with vocal and choral music. Um, and all of my classmates and I went there because of the choirs and the vocal program there, and it's down to nothing. They're trying to rebuild it, but it's very slow going. So if they could get some really, really dynamic and energetic and magnetic people in there to help build a new department and draw in students, um, that would make me happy. So let me scroll up. Cami had an answer having to do with buying houses for his family. Oh, that sounds great. So I'm going to post the link again. If anybody wants to come up, because we have another half an hour. Have I missed anyone who has come in? Because I hate when I miss people. Oh, thank you, Nani May. Tell him hello back. He's funny. Is he prancing around in his undies? Colin is Nonime's son, and sometimes you see him walking across the screen behind her when she goes live in his undies. I need to take that one notice down from Nightbot. Um, but I do have some new things on Ravelry, by the way, and I've got at least 2 other new things that are going up soon. Um, I'm working on one now. I showed you this wonderful Japanese crochet stitch reference book. I don't know what makes it Japanese, except that apparently the person who compiled the book is Japanese and it features some Japanese designers for the patterns, but the stitches are all stitches we already know. And I love the book. My sister got it from the library and brought it home for me, and I don't want to give it back. Hold on a second. Can you see that? Amazing Japanese crochet stitches. And I'm already working on one pattern based on one of these stitch sequences that is sort of new to me. That I think is going to turn out beautifully. And you know the kind of, fluffy, meshy stuff that I like to do. Thank you, Granny D. Uh, hey, Lisa. Hmm. I have 2 hat patterns, but they're pretty complex and took a lot of work, so they're not gonna be free like all of my other hat patterns, but I'm going to pair them up, and together, they'll be available for a reasonably low cost. Um, in fact, I think I'm gonna send them out to my testing group. I finally figured out how to create a group. The title is Amazing Japanese Crochet Stitches. Um, I love the book. I don't want to give it back. Um, but what was I going to say? Oh, I finally figured out how to do an email group on my web Outlook application. So I have a tester group. If anybody is not in that group and would like to be, send me an email and we will make it happen. Um, so anyway, I'm going to send those 2 hats out. One of them involves Tunisian crochet. So I would, it's not really necessary. Hey, Deb. Oh, I will definitely do that. Deb suggests photocopying the pages that I want. Because there are several pages with really interesting looking stitch sequences. And that's one of my things when I'm looking for new ideas, I will leaf through one of these stitch reference books and I'll find something that is new to me and I'll think, I could do something with that. And then sometimes I'll wind up doing 3 different projects with the same sequence. And one of the hats that I'm talking about is one of those, and a shawl that is in testing right now is another one of those. Oh, hey, Crystalline, I missed you coming in. Samantha, I thought I did say hi to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's hard to keep track. These people who get like hundreds and hundreds of people in their live chats, I don't know how they can do it. Um, and then um, and then people in the chat, they get all bent out of shape if they don't get personal attention, if they don't get noticed, or if their comment is not acknowledged or their question is not answered. And who can do that when you've got hundreds of people in the chat? I don't have that problem. I don't think I want that problem. Um, oh, hey, Naughty Thistle. I didn't see. Did you just come in? Um, no, Samantha, I really did think that I had said hello. I'm sorry. Uh, um, because I do try to say hello to people when they come in. Because well, I want everyone to feel welcome for one thing. Oh, that sounds good, Lisa. Actually, I have some strawberries at my side right now, but I'm not going to eat while I'm on screen. Um, that was my thought, Granny D. I wouldn't mind an omelet. I haven't had one in a while. My favorite omelet is bacon and cheese. I'm normally not a big fan of eggs unless they're slathered with bacon and cheese. So I'm going to put up the link again if anybody wants to come up. Oh, Mirabelle, thank you so much. You know what happens now. Ooh, tank nachos? What time should I be over? Ooh, Lisa, he can't eat cheese? The poor dear. I can't imagine life without cheese. In fact, I have some Vermont white cheddar in the fridge. Since we mentioned cheese, I'm thinking, why don't I just take a few slices and some crackers and have a bit of a snack? Because I love sharp cheddar. Um, Chicken and rice? Wow. Oh, guys, I made this. I have one of these days, one of my topics is going to be favorite non-Yarny channels. And one of mine is food wishes because I love cooking channels. And so I learned this recipe from Food Wishes. And it's a layered uh, potato and ham casserole with like a white sauce that is easy to make. Just you just do your equal parts flour and butter, and then you add in your cream or your milk, and then you layer the potatoes. It's got to be sliced potatoes. I use the mandolin. That's why I have a band-aid on my thumb. Um, um, and you layer the sliced potatoes and the sauce and so shredded cheese and the ham. And the ham is roughly a pound of cooked ham. Excuse me. Now, I made the mistake. I think next time I'll get more. I got a pound of pre-cooked weight ham. So I wish there had been more. And it was country ham, so it was pretty salty. And then when I put the potatoes down for each potato layer, I salted that generously. Homemade mac and cheese, I love that. Nanime, yeah, we love Chef John. He's great. We just after St. Patrick's Day, we got a corned beef. We made his corned beef and cabbage casserole, which is really pretty much layered corned beef and cabbage, and then you put mashed potatoes on top, and then a little bit of cheese on top of that. And by golly, it was good. It was so good. But he had a video that contained 7 St. Patrick's Day recipes. But that corned beef and cabbage casserole stays in the repertoire. This sliced ham and potato casserole stays in the repertoire. Red beans and rice, yum. I haven't had that in a long, long time. Do you make your beans spicy? Because I know you can. But yeah, Chef John. I have a few other favorite cooking channels, and of course, I have my pet rescue channels that I can't stop watching, including Vet Ranch. Last Friday on their Vet Ranch Roundup, they featured a gift of dog sweaters that I had sent to them. And they actually gave me a lot of time, which I thought was really lovely. Hey,
Hey there, buddy David.
Yeah. Do you know what? I realized I have some black yarn. I don't like to work with black yarn, but I also have a lot of leftover gold yarn.
So I love the looks of black yarn, but it is tough to work with.
Yeah, Lori, I have a sister who doesn't do spicy. So, that sounds good, Tank. Have you ever used cream cheese when you're making mashed potatoes?
Ooh.
It works so well. It's just delicious.
Hey, I'm down for cream cheese and most anything.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that I think I got that from Chef John. I've been watching him for years. But yeah, so I think it might be next week that we talk about favorite non-yarny channels. Hey, Joanne. Oh, Tank, that sounds painful. Jalapeno sauce in your left eye. Linda! Ouch. Yay, Linda, thank you so much. We get the video again.
Yikes.
You guys are so lovely to me, and I am so thankful for everybody. I'm thankful for everybody who views, and especially everybody who watches the replay. I don't know that I have ever yet watched a replay of somebody's live.
Are you kidding me, Dave?
Maybe 1 or 2, but usually I don't.
Yeah.
because I don't have the attention span. Because often
Not as much fun,
they're not. They run
but it is
long.
helpful to the person that you're watching.
I know. Sometimes I'll start it running and then move
Go
on.
about your business.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, Roberta says her daughter doesn't like ricotta, which, by the way, does not rhyme with Dakota. It's ricotta.
Ricotta is pretty expensive, so I always substituted cottage cheese. I know it's not as good, but like when I made lasagna.
There are those who say cottage cheese works better
Oh,
than
really?
ricotta. Because of the way it melts. I mean, just so long as you like drain it properly, and then you mix in your different seasonings, and you just use it as your cheese sauce in lasagna, and it does work.
Yeah, I always use it in lasagna.
I tend to stay away from tomatoey Italian dishes. Because they can be rather acidic.
They are that, but I love them. I don't eat it a lot. But...
Hey, Kristen.
Hello. How are you?
One more box to go, and I'm done with yarn for the year.
Oh, goodness.
I'm on a new yarn abstinence plan for this month because I spent far too much money last month on other things like, light fixtures and a new desk chair and a trip to the antique store. And I got some dog art, so it worked out well.
I'm supposed to be at an appointment having my taxes done, but the guy that's doing them called and he forgot that he had a doctor's appointment. So we have to wait till tonight at 7. I'll be asleep, half asleep.
Yeah.
Do
you do it in person or online?
We go to the guy's house. Well, my brother's always taking my info with him. I just put everything in an envelope and give him my Visa card.
Noni May, that sounds great.
But I have to go this time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I do lasagna, I do half ricotta, half cottage cheese.
Yeah, I have done that before too, but
because whatever makes it hard for you to digest the cottage cheese, or the ricotta, when you split it like that, it makes it a little bit easier because your body's used to the cottage cheese. And I've had people go, "Wait, ew."
I used to eat cottage cheese a lot with like pineapple and stuff.
Oh, I'll eat it straight, no problem. I don't have.
Oh yeah, I can too.
I love it.
Winn-Dixie used to have the best. Their store brand. Oh my gosh, it was good. But we don't have any Winn-Dixie. Have Winn-Dixies gone out?
Almost.
I haven't seen any. We've got Publix and Harris Teeter and Lowe's around here.
The last one I saw was in New Orleans when Lindsay lived there.
I honestly, the Winn-Dixie in my hometown went out of business a year before I was born.
Wow.
It'll be 44 years in June that it's been gone.
That's too bad. They had some great meats. Their meat department was great, and that cottage cheese, and I'm sure a lot of other things too. But I remember.
Now, Granny, exactly. Have you ever had pimento cheese from the store? I think it's vile.
Pimento cheese.
Only like it.
Oh yeah, I don't like. Well, Stan's. Is it Stan's? There's a couple brands that I do like. But like Ruth's and all that is gross, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Noni May has done at least 20 people's taxes this year. I used to do it for a living, actually. When I was in Florida, I worked for H&R Block. I grew up with both of my parents working for H&R Block during tax season. That's one reason winter has always had this historical weight for me, because I was like neglected all winter. Um, but
I just it's worth it to me to pay somebody to do it. I've never even tried, and mine shouldn't be that hard to do, but I just have no
but I used to do
paperwork
it
for
in,
me is done after I retired from teaching. I want nothing to do with paperwork of any kind.
I don't blame you.
people. I was in South Florida. Florida does not have its own state income tax, except for they have an intangibles tax. If you get a lot of investment income, but for like earned income, they don't. And then, so we would get, of course, all of these snowbirds from all these different
Samantha.
states. So
Hello.
I would learn all the state tax rules for all of those states. And when they would come into H&R Block with their federal returns, they would get sent to the QC center, and the federal returns would get checked. And then I would do the state returns. There were 3 of us doing state returns. So I learned a lot of states.
Yeah.
And it was a
Lori.
good experience, actually.
Hey,
Lori,
Samantha,
Kroger, and
Hey,
Ramey.
Granny D.
how are you?
I'm still working on this.
Hey, Samantha. Oh,
Still working
Looks
on
good. Looks good.
that looks thick and heavy. What's it? Is that going to be a blanket?
Oh yeah. Yes, it is.
Wow.
I have some other pretty. I can grab.
She does like me. Got to go shut everything off. Only mine is I've got to shut the TV off so I don't give you guys strikes and everything
Mm.
stuff. So I'm all over the place. Ooh, mandalas.
I heard from Kim she was making the same powder, and then I thought I have to get the 3-pack. No way, I'm not purchasing one by one. No.
I've got this one baby blanket I'm working on, and this one is for Noni May because it's pink. She loves the colors. I'm not. I don't like pink, but this is her blanket. I'm showing it for her. I'm actually going to send it. There you go, Granny.
Lori.
Pretty.
Yeah, I'm going.
Lori has also worked for Block. I mean, it's really easy taxes. A lot of it, all you have to do is read the lines on the forms.
Yeah, it's like A plus B equals insert to C. It's easy done, but it's also somewhat of a pain because most people don't care to learn. They just want I want it done now.
That's me.
I also think a lot of people, I would agree, some people don't want to learn, but there are people, it's the same as people who are afraid of math. They get themselves all tied up in a knot and they think they can't do math when they can, but they just need to let go of that anxiety over it, which is easier said than done.
I can do math, I just don't like it.
Fine.
Same.
So, and I have a turtle head.
7.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, then I have to make the rest of the body, which the brown is out there. That's going to be fun to digging that out.
So I'm going, I have a turtle head, a holly jolly turtle head. I have a turtle head to go. I got turtle head to
Yeah, but David,
spare and turtle head to spare.
this is supposed to be a 4-weight.
It doesn't really look like a 4-weight to me.
No.
I mean, I'm a lot of yarns are mislabeled. I mean, there's some that are labeled 4 that I think are like 3.5, and there are some that are labeled 4 that I think are like 4
Well, I
and a half.
think there's a range sort of
Okay.
within each size.
The bottom is a 4. The top is my turtle.
Huh?
The bottom, yeah, the bottom is the 4. The top is what my turtle is being made out of, and they say it's a 4, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Well, if you can make it work.
Like Chang said earlier, I would be in the middle of doing something, and I would say hi, and they would then, and he would ignoring me, and then I said, "How you doing?" And he ignored me, and
He
Chang
wasn't
decided,
ignoring you. He said, see ya.
Yep.
oh, true.
Yep.
Because, when you're doing, that, Samantha, when you do lives, you're talking and you're showing things and chat goes on and you miss stuff.
Mm-hmm.
True.
No one would ever intentionally ignore somebody, or none of our crew.
I certainly wouldn't.
No.
And
There's a couple people I will acknowledge them. I'll say hi, how are you? Hi to whomever it is, but unless they direct a question towards me, I leave them alone. And that's just because of other things.
Yeah.
Tank
True.
H&R Block does do that. They have that kind of guarantee. If the mistake is theirs, they'll cover any kind of penalty or anything like that, or additional tax.
Yeah.
And they will file an amended return, usually without any cost to you.
Yeah, but it has to be on their end.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Granny, you do that.
What's that?
She ignores herself. Noni May.
Ah!
Well, sometimes we'd have to do that too.
Yeah.
Right. How are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? Granny D?
Yeah. Thank you, honey.
From your
I
surgery?
sure am. I tell you, every day I'm less sore, and just to not have to worry that pain's gonna hit me, and then that nausea. Oh Lordy, that's peace.
Oh,
of mind.
Granny, I have to tell you, just yesterday, I think it was, I discovered that over the past weekend, Opera Carolina in Charlotte did Aida, and a friend of mine was in the cast, and I did not know about it.
Oh, wow.
And it's over now.
Congratulations that they made it, and I'm sorry that you didn't.
Well, actually,
Right.
he is very highly accomplished, so it's not
Doesn't he have some? I guess people are not supposed to tape that, though, right?
Well, I don't know. Sometimes because I have an opera blog, I've gotten like advanced press recordings or maybe access to video that the general public doesn't have.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
you could ask if your friend has something like that you could see since you missed it.
And honestly, he has sent me some recordings in confidence.
Because of course you wouldn't have missed it had you known about it.
I would have gone up there had I known about it.
Right.
Because for one thing, Aida, hello, Grand Opera at its biggest. And then he's a very good singer. And I checked out the other cast members, and they're all very good singers. So, and it's Charlotte, where I have so many friends in the area.
Yeah.
So,
get to bunk somewhere for the night without having to pay for a hotel room. Yep.
The friend in Charlotte I very often stay with, one of my college friends. She's redoing her kitchen, so she is not able to accept guests for another month or two, I guess.
Really? Boy, that's taken forever, isn't it?
It is. It is. Well, you know how it is with contractors.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Samantha, you are so young and limber. I remember being able to sit and crochet like that. I'm jelly.
I'll be honest, I'm jelly too, because you're probably half my age. So, and I wasn't that limber at that age.
I was very limber, or I had a limber back. I used to put my legs behind my head and roll around and sit and watch TV.
I was worried about where that story was going.
I had to have help to get my legs in that position. So that didn't
I
happen.
didn't have to have help. And I remember doing it at high school, when we'd have breaks and we'd all be hanging out in the lounge. And I remember people taking my arm and just spinning me around like,
Granny.
Racine is here. Hey.
Hi.
Racine, hey, darling.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I was not as limber as she is, and I could almost bet you she's under 25.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you're less than. You're less.
I got.
Oh, bye-bye,
got home
Linda.
from-
I'm so glad you were here, and thanks
Bye,
again
Linda.
for your gift.
Bye, Linda. I got home from work. I
Yeah.
had to eat lunch, and then I had to do music, and then I thought, why not spend some time with my David Browning and my
Ah!
grandkids? I know.
Well, I'm always glad when you're here.
Sometimes I
course.
can't make sometimes the beginning of the live I can't make, but
He's
like,
done. He's
Eastern
done,
Shield,
or his head is done.
because of my work schedule. Hello.
Yeah.
Most of my lives start out with just a few people, and then it builds and builds. Sometimes it doesn't build.
Yeah.
And then
Samantha, it's you get into whatever lives you can when you can, and that includes if you feel like showing up or not. If you don't want to show up, don't show up.
Right.
I've only been showing up in live streams since January of last year. Now
Yeah.
I've been hanging around.
I just started doing live streams on my channel, and Granny D did a few of them.
See, I don't do that. I don't do live streams.
I do mostly
enjoy
live
them.
streams.
Yeah,
I do too.
And when
And
I feel like I'm just not feeling my best and I'm tempted to not do it, I'm like, nah, because I always feel so much better after.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's only on my Formless Fridays where I will alternate between live streams and recorded videos. Largely because I don't have a big plan. It's whatever I have available at the time.
Yeah.
I'm probably not going to do many more live Sunday readings.
Oh my God.
Did you figure out something to do for Sunday? I know you said you were.
I did. I recorded it, and I'm just
Oh.
about to edit it and
Good.
upload it soon.
Oh,
And schedule it. Yeah. I found 3 different Easter poems.
Cool.
nice. It's hit or miss on me if I do anything on YouTube on Sunday, because we get up at 8 in the morning and we're at church by 10. And since this is Easter weekend, I know we've got an event Saturday with the Horse Association, so I'll be cooking then. And then Sunday we were going to have the Easter service, and there's going to be something in the church next door to us that's a bigger one with all the kids and stuff. And since I helped with the baskets, I'm semi-required to be there. But I'm going to cheat. If the weather is warm, I'm going to put a tank top on Sunday, but I'm going to wear my shawl that I made for me. And it's over there hiding. I've got to wash it.
A shawl over a tank top is perfectly appropriate. I honestly, I have not been to church in person in a very long
Me either,
time.
David.
I've been doing it
Maybe
online, but I want to go in person this week because it's Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And I have such a long history with church music
Yeah.
that
Me
it really.
too. I have not been to a
I've
church
never-
service. Wait, I have not been to a church service. I go once in a while when I stay the night, and I said, "Hey, let's go to church this night." And I said, they will say, "Why not?" They do everything for me, and my grandmother and my mom is going to be a grandma. Hello.
Ooh.
My mom is going to be a grandma.
I've never even met the pastor that we have now, but he's called me a few times since I've had surgery, and he seems great.
I
Aw.
I'm on the rolls of this church in town that I've been attending online, and I watch most Sundays. Um,
I do too.
and they
Sometimes.
do good enough music. Um, and I mean, there are lots and lots of things I like about the Episcopal Church, but one of them is short sermons.
Yeah. I go to a
Um,
Lutheran church, have all my life really, but
the best church job I ever had was in a Lutheran church on Long Island.
mhm.
The people there were just amazing. And
Our
we did
church has come a
good
long
music.
way. We used to be so formal and everything, and now we're not quite as much, or when I was there last. Now, part of that I like because I was steeped in the tradition, growing up in the traditional stuff, the music, everything, the service, all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm off to a bad start with the music director at this church, because I reached out to him. He's also in charge of the Wilmington Boys Choir, and they're doing a sale for their benefit, and I offered to donate some of my crochet stuff. And I don't suck at crochet.
No, you don't.
You don't.
But
Dare I ask what he said?
well, for one thing, he said we don't invite vendors, and I wrote back and said,
I'm
I
not
told
a
you
vendor.
specifically I don't want to be a vendor, I just want to donate.
Mm-hmm.
And then he seemed to think I misunderstood the purpose of the sale and that I was looking for my own gain. And so I should never click send after 10 p.m. I should make that 8 p.m. really. But and then there was another point about, I can't remember the third point, but so I sent an email I don't regret, but I acknowledged that it was sort of a snotty tone.
You snotty? Wait a minute.
I know, who'd have thought it?
Mine probably would have been, I get enough. I don't need to gain anything from helping somebody else. That's the entire point of me giving
Donating,
giving you something to benefit yourself. Don't even put my name on there if you don't want to.
And I remember what the third thing was. He stated that they don't accept clothing, and I'm fine with that. Okay.
Okay.
Not everything I offered was clothing.
No.
But
David, if they don't accept clothing, you should make other things besides clothing and donate that. Like
Yeah.
you know
blankets,
how
like
many
more
baby blankets
hats.
I have shoved away in a box? I'll just give them to someone who will appreciate them.
And I just got in 2 more pounds of this pink.
Oh, that's cool.
And you don't like pink. I love pink, but I've got plenty.
Well, I'm on a new yarn abstinence plan for this month. Because I spent way
I'll
too
be
much last
fine.
month.
At least in this room, if I just get more cubbies like I have here and put on this empty wall, I have a whole empty wall over there just begging for cubbies.
And you get
Because
cubbies
I'm getting a little pile up right here.
and then you can maneuver the yarn around so it looks like you have more. So you mentally can say, I don't need to buy it. I don't need to buy it.
Oh, Lord.
And then laugh at yourself when he comes in the door.
My den is an absolute wreck.
Lori's husband plays.
This
I'm sorry.
blanket is going to be for myself. I'm making this for myself. So.
Well, when I make sweaters, it's for myself. And so I have a whole bunch of store-bought sweaters that I can donate. but apparently it's not going to this sale. So, you know, those bins in the mall parking lots where they take clothing donations, or Goodwill,
Yeah.
or something
I
like
like
that.
Goodwill because you just drive up and they come out and grab it for you.
Or the ones I'm used to is they have a part of a building, and at one end you walk in and you shop. At the other end, you open the door, and that first door is open 24/7. It doesn't matter. You open it and you can take your stuff in.
Oh, really?
The second door is actual metal doors, and they will come from out of the stock room, grab it, and take it in there and sort it.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but I think I got this shirt, which is one of my favorites, from a thrift shop.
Oh yeah, that's how I started yarning. Was my yarn? I bought it at thrift stores.
I refuse to pay retail for clothes anymore. I just won't do it.
Noni May said, I made 8 star blanket in 2 months. I need to do an finished object video. She made 8 star blanket. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, once I get past on the star blanket, once I get into the 4th row, I'm done. I'm gone. My shawls that I do are a 5-point shawl. So it looks like the bottom of the medieval shield and then straight up. And
I'm always trying to create new shawls.
Well, I stole the design. I totally stole it. I go by her tutorial on YouTube. It's Foxy Creations. Once you get into the 4th row, the 4th row is the start of your repeat, and it grows from there because you add 2 on the end and you got 2 extra on the points. That's it.
So right now I'm working on a rectangular wrap with the new stitch sequence that I learned from that book that I was showing.
The Japanese or whatever design.
Amazing Japanese Crochet Stitches is what it's called. But it's got an 8-row repeat, but it's like 4 rows and then another 4 rows, and the second 4 rows are like a staggered version of the first 4 rows. So it sort of winds up being a little bit diagonal when you get enough rows there.
That sounds good.
Yeah, and it's an interesting pattern. So, but because of course the book is under copyright, I cannot reprint the diagram that's in the book in my pattern.
Yeah,
because
somebody said photocopy it, and what you could do is, this is the stitch pattern here, and I modified it this way. You could do that, or would that work?
Probably not legally. But I almost always, if I get a stitch sequence from a reference book, I acknowledge the book at least. Now, someone sent me a couple of links for resources for doing crochet patterns, because I haven't found one that works for me yet. Oh, hey, Kim. Glad to see you.
Hey, Kim.
I just do.
Kim from before. Hey, I thought you were talking about the Kimmy poo.
Yeah, my pattern. Patterns I do are simple repeats. I've got if I can reach it without falling off the bed.
Please don't fall.
No. It's a short trip, and I don't have a lot of room because I can, sitting like this with my arms stretched out, I've got less than 6 inches to the wall. But
6 inches should be enough for anyone.
Yeah, that would hurt. I may have padding, but I don't have enough. Yeah, but I do these headbands, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's so cute! How do you get the ribbing and everything?" It's back loop, half double. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, ribbing is so easy. Honestly, I think cables are easy in crochet. I understand they're a little more difficult in knit, but
They're not
uh,
bad. It
crochet,
depends. There's all kinds of cables.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think cables in crochet are easy. I mean, the trick is just
Practice.
pulling enough yarn, well, practice, of course, but pulling enough yarn through each time so that your fabric doesn't curl.
Yeah.
But that's
true.
going to happen with any kind of a post stitch. And basically,
Right.
cables are diagonal post stitches.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Kim
What?
got yarn.
Where
What?
from?
Because they don't
Hobby
follow
Lobby.
instructions.
Oh, the yarn accessories, the 50%.
Oh,
I did too, Kim.
nice. Is this the yarn week or is next the yarn week? Neither
This
should
is
be
the yarn
relevant to
week.
me because I'm on an abstinence plan this month. But
But I need more hooks, so
This is
oh
the
please.
when they I couldn't believe when Kim first told us that. I'm like,
David,
I thought it was just going to
I
be
need
a
more hooks.
one-time thing, but it's not. It's every time they have the yarn on sale, all the Yarnology tools and accessory notions and stuff are 50% off.
Yep. So
I am stocked up with prizes for my little
mhm.
live chat giveaway.
What were you going to show me, Crystalline?
Yeah, I really need more hooks, don't I?
Yeah, exactly. I have 3 mugs full of hooks.
That
They're everywhere.
the metal
I'm
is
doing
a
another
indoor planter, and there's a square makeup bag inside that. And
Yeah.
the makeup bag is nothing but hooks.
Kim, I got this bag at Hobby Lobby for $10.99. It had been, I guess, $21.99.
Yeah, I've got a bunch
Half
of
off.
I got a watermelon bag over here from them. They were.
I've got. I'm not hurting for bags. I'm
I
not
like
hurting
these
for hooks.
little
I'm not hurting
pouches.
for yarn.
They're good for little giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
They got little yarn balls on them, and they're like holographic, but you can see through. There's a little bit of a rectangular box bottom, and they were just like $1.74.
Hey, Angela. Yeah. I mean, I'm on an abstinence plan, so I've got enough of everything already.
Yeah.
I wanted to send one of these to Jill, but I don't know. She probably already has them.
430 hooks.
And these are cute. This was $10 and got it for $5. It's got all kinds of stuff in it. The little gauge things. The Bumblebee is a needle gauge, and then there's another one for crochet hooks. It tells everything in there on the little tag. But there's a bunch of little stuff in here.
Yeah.
So all these are nice little goodies for. And I picked up some of these that I'd never tried before, and these are Knitter's Pride.
Ooh.
And they had them on 50% off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I know people won't. I know people that will not buy from Hobby Lobby because of their policies that they have concerning their personnel, and I get where they're coming from, but
at the same time,
acrylic's acrylic, and when it's 30% off,
yeah, and when they have their 75% off,
hey, bye.
Right. This is birchwood.
Yeah. I was one of those people, and you know, I finally realized I was like, you know,
you're hurting yourself more than you're hurting them, I think.
Exactly. I was like, you know, a voice shouting in the wilderness, because,
yeah,
you know, it had no effect at all, except, you know,
you weren't getting in on the sales and stuff.
Yeah. So I still don't go there an awful lot.
But when your sister goes for cross stitch stuff,
Yeah.
They have a
Granny
lot of
B,
cross stitch
Your
stuff.
nails are beautiful, says Noni May.
who's that?
Granny B, aka Noni May. She
Oh.
says your nails are gorgeous.
Thank you. Hey, since I can get this little extra money, nails are the first thing on my list I wanted to start doing again. I missed having my nails done.
Mm.
I'd love to have a spa pedicure, but I can't stand for my feet and legs to be touched. They hurt so bad.
Huh.
Mm.
Deb from Deb's Crochet and Knit Cafe.
Uh-huh.
I ordered from Hobby Lobby, and I have a box out front because I literally do not have room in the house for it. And they didn't charge me a handling fee for shipping it.
Wow.
Well, I had enough on there for free shipping. So, but you can also order and pick up at store.
Where's that?
Hobby Lobby.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All of the stores you can order online and pick up on site.
Yeah.
I've
I
done
knew
that
you
with
could at
Michael's,
Michael's
and
and Walmart.
I know you can't. I've done it at Walmart. I've also done it at
I've done
No,
it at Michael's
Joann's.
and Walmart, but I've never. We don't have a Joann's.
For some reason, Joann's. I must have entered my bank card into Joann's wrong or something, because they won't take my orders, which is
Have fun at Hobby.
probably not a bad thing in the end.
Yeah.
But I've done it on Michael's. I've
done it for Dollar Tree too. You have too. You said, David.
I've done it at Dollar General.
Dollar Tree also. I ordered
for a box of
a
their.
bunch of yarn, and I still blame Kim for that. But it's
good yarn.
nice yarn to use. I like it.
I
I have a
especially
project that I need to pick up and finish. That
I like
uses
the
some of that
tweed,
yarn.
especially, and the flowers yarn that they came out with for just
Mhm.
one. I only got it one time, but then Nancy from She's Got Yarn too. She sent me a bunch of the flowers yarn.
Well, guys, look how long we have been on.
Yeah.
We used to stop at 3:00 because Brenda the Newbie Crocheter went live at 3.
Still miss
Has
her.
anyone heard from her much lately?
The only thing I heard is that she works a lot and she posts things on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, because I always loved her lives.
Me too. I miss
and
her.
so we would always raid her. But anyway, we've been on for quite some time now, and
Yeah,
so
better
I
party.
feel like it's time to call it a day. Thank you all for coming up, and thank you everybody who's in the chat, and thank you everybody who watches the replay and makes it this far.
Okay. Well, Noni May, don't come back.
Go ahead and jump down.
He's going to shut us down. But yeah, thank you for thank you for having me up here, guys. Bye.
Oh,
Thank
it's
you,
been a
David,
pleasure.
for
Thank
having
you,
me too.
everybody.
Oh, I always have
Bye.
fun up here with you.
I
Bye.
love having fun.
Bye, Samantha.
Fun is a good thing. Yep. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.